Hello students, today we are going to study the some basic concepts of chemistry. So there are some multiple choice questions are there and we are going to study the multiple choice question type number 1. So the question number 1, can you see this question number 1? It is a, so I will take this horizontally. Okay, horizontal. Okay, unit number 1. Some basic concepts of chemistry. Multiple choice question type number 1. Question number 1. Two students performed the same experiment separately and each one of them recorded two readings of masses which are given below. Correct reading of mass 3 gram, mass is 3 grams, 3.0 grams. On the basis of the given data, mark the correct option out of the following statement. So student A, the reading is 3.01 and second reading is 2.99, and B reading, student B has recorded the reading, first reading is 3.05 and second reading is 2.95. So there are options. Options are given as it is. That is, first option. See the first option. That is the result of both A. Both the students are neither accurate nor precise. And then second, that is the result of student A are both precise and accurate, and results of student B are neither precise nor accurate, and the fourth is the results of the student B are both precise and accurate. So out of these four options, there is a, you can see that there is the second option. Second option, results of student A are both precise and accurate. Now why? Because as you know that the precision means closeness of the reading. So here 3.01 and 2.99 are very close to each other. So therefore these readings are precise. And another thing is that it is also close to the true value. True value is 3.0. So therefore it is near, it is close, very close to the 3 the true reading, true value. So therefore, the second point, that is the results of the student A are both precise and accurate. Okay. Then the second question, the second question, a major temperature of Fahrenheit scale is 200 Fahrenheit. What will be its reading be on the Celsius scale? So Fahrenheit is given, 200 Fahrenheit is given to us, and that we have to convert it into degree Celsius. So how to convert it? So as you know that Fahrenheit is equal to 9 by 5 degree Celsius plus 32. This is the formula. 9 by 5 degree Celsius plus 32. So I am having the Fahrenheit, that is the 200, and so I can change this formula into the degree Celsius as like this. So degree Celsius is equal to 5 by 9 degree Fahrenheit minus 32. That will be your formula for converting degree Celsius into sorry for getting the degree Celsius. So for getting degree Celsius, I will first take the Fahrenheit and subtract the 32 from it. So 200 minus 32, 200 minus 32 divided, and that is multiplied by 5 by 9. So that is coming out to be 93.9. So 93.3, sorry, 93.3. So the third option is correct in this case. Okay. Now see the question number 3. What will be the molarity of solution which contains 5.85 gram of NaCl as per 500 ml? तो 500 ml के लिए 5.85 ग्राम्स है, तो 1000 ml के लिए 1000 हम ऑलरेडी जो एक्सप्रेस करते हैं मोलैरिटी, ऑलवेज वी आर एक्सप्रेसिंग इन द liter. So we have to first it is converted, it is 500 ml into liter. So here it will be uh, 0.5 liter. Okay, means half liter. Okay, then the definition, according to the definition of the molarity is equal to number of moles of the solute divided by the volume of solution in liters. So 0.1, now how it is 0.1, because 5.85 divided by the molecular mass of the sodium chloride, that is 58.5, that is coming out to be the number of moles of the sodium chloride is equal to 0.1, and the number of the volume in the liter, it is equal to half liter, that means 0.5 liter. So here number of moles divided by the number of volume of solution in the liter, that is 0.1 divided by 0.5. The 0.1 divided by 0.5, it is coming out to be 0.2. Okay, so 0.2, that is the option number 3. So option number 3 is correct here. Okay, so after this see the next question, question number 5. If 500 ml of the 5 molar solution is diluted to 1500 ml, what will be the molarity of the solution obtained? So here 500 ml is there, so that will be, that we have to calculate into the liters, convert it into the liters, that is, and then 5 molar solution is given and that is diluted to 1500 ml. What will be the molarity of the solution? Now here in this case what I have to do is that m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2. This formula I have to apply, and here m2 is equal to m1 v1 divided by v2. That will be the formula, and then 500 ml into 500 ml, that is the m1 v1. Okay, m1 v1, that is 500 into 5 divided by 1500, divided by 1500, then 25 divided by 15, 25 divided by 15, that is equal to 1.66. So there option number 2, that is the second option, is correct here. Okay, then question number 5. Question number 5, see that the number of atoms present in 1 mole of an element is equal to Avogadro number. Number of atoms present in 1 mole of an element is equal to Avogadro's number. Okay, which of the following element contains the greatest number of the atoms? Greatest number of the atoms. So 4 gram of helium, or 46 grams of the sodium, or 0.40 gram of the calcium, or 12 grams of the helium. Here if you see the lightest element, which one is the lightest element? The helium is the lightest element because it is having the, so we will see that that is the number of moles. So here 4 grams divided by the 2 is the atomic mass of the helium. So so that will be, so 12 grams of helium is equal to 3 moles. 12 grams, that is the atomic mass of helium is 4. Okay, atomic mass of the helium is 4. 12 grams of helium is equal to 3 moles. So number of the atoms of helium, 3 into Avogadro's number, that is equal to Three is the number of moles. So 3 into Avogadro's number, that is equal to 3 into 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23. So here that is the maximum number of the moles, and here it will give the maximum number of the atoms. Because of what? Because sodium is having the 58.5, 23 grams. Okay. So 46 divided by 23, that is 2 moles. Here 4 grams of helium divided by 4 grams, that is equal to 1. So it is 1 mole, it is 2 moles, and the calcium is 0. Calcium atomic mass is 40. So 0.4 divided by 40 is equal to 0.01, and 12 grams divided by 4, that is equal to 3. So maximum number of the moles here, it is 12 grams of helium, and it is 12 grams of helium, that is multiplied by Avogadro's number, that will be the maximum number of the atoms present here in the helium, that is 12 grams of the helium. So the answer is 4. Fourth option is the correct option. Here the after this question number 6, that is, if the concentration of glucose is 6, glucose formula is given 6 C6H12O6, in the blood is 0.9 gram per liter. What will be the molarity of the glucose in the blood? Okay, here molarity I have to calculate, and concentration of the glucose in the blood, it is given 0.9 gram per liter, and the molar mass of the glucose is, as you know, the molar mass of the glucose is calculated by addition of the 12 grams into 16 into 6 plus 12 plus 16 into 6, that is equal to that added together we get the 180 grams. So the molecular mass of the glucose is equal to 180 grams, and that if I have to calculate the number of moles, then 0.9 grams divided by 180, that is equal to 1 divided by 200 moles. So 1 divided by 200 moles, that means equal to 0.005 molar solution, that is equal to 0.005 molar solution. So option number 3 is the correct option. Here the option number 3 is the correct option. Okay, then see the question number 7. What will be the molarity of the solution containing 18.25 gram of the HCl in the 500 gram of the water? So uh, here you can see that the number of moles of HCl is equal to 18.25 divided by 36.5. Because of what? 36.5 is the molecular mass of the HCl. So 18.25 divided by 36.5, that is coming out to be half. Half means 0.5 moles. Okay, 0.5 moles, and the mass of solvent here given, that is the mass of solvent is 500 grams. So 500 grams, that should be converted into kilogram, because according to the molality definition we have to convert these grams into the kilograms. So kilograms will be half kilograms, and 0.5 divided by half, 0.5 divided by half, that means the 2 into 0.5. So 2 into 0.5 will be what? 1. So it is equal to 1 molal, and molality, that means expressed in the small m, small m. So therefore the option number 4, that is 1 molal, is the correct option. Okay, then see the question number 8. Question number 8 is, 1 mole of any substance contains 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23 atoms or molecules. Number of the molecules of H2SO4 present in 100 ml or 0.02 moles of H2SO4 solution is. Here, uh, here question number 8, that is we are having the 0.02 molar solution, the molarity is 0.02. Okay, the volume of solution is 100 ml. It is 100 ml. So 0.02 in the 100 ml. So 0.02 it is present in the 1000 ml. Okay, and if it is present in the 100 ml, then it will be 0.0. It will be 100 ml to 0.1 liter. Okay, 0.1 liter. Then the number of moles of H2SO4 is equal to molarity into volume. Number of moles of the H2SO4 is equal to molarity into volume in the liters. So here molarity is 0.02 and volume in liters is equal to 0.1. So 0.1 is the volume in the liter. So 0.02 multiplied by the 0.1, that is equal to 0.002. 0.002, that means 2 into 10 raised to power minus 3. Okay, 2 into 10 raised to power minus 3 is the number of moles of the H2SO4. 2 into 10 raised to power minus 3 is the number of moles of the H2SO4. Now, the number of moles of the molecules of the H2SO4. Number of molecules of the H2SO4, that is equal to 2 into 10 raised to power minus 3 into the Avogadro's number, that is 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23. Now here 6.022 into 2, that will become 12.044 into 10 raised to power 20, because 23 minus 3, 23 minus 3, that is equal to 20. So therefore 12.044 into 10 raised to power 20 molecules, that is the option number 1. The option number 1 is the correct option here. Okay, so option number 1 is 12.044 into 10 raised to power 20 molecules. Now see that question number 9. In the question number 9, what is the mass percentage of the carbon in the carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide contains what is the mass percentage? Here CO2, the mass percentage of carbon in the carbon dioxide. Mass percentage of the carbon in the carbon dioxide, it is equal to molar mass of the carbon into 100 divided by molar mass of CO2. So the molar mass of carbon is 12 into 100 divided by molecular mass of the CO2, that is 44. So here 12 into 100 divided by 44, that is equal to 27.27. So 27.27, that is the second option. The second option is the correct option here. Okay, then the question number 10. The question number 10 is the empirical formula and the molecular mass of the compound is CH2O and 180 respectively. So it is a empirical formula and its empirical formula mass is given to you. What will be the molecular formula of the compound? Molecular formula क्या होना चाहिए? What will be the molecular formula? Now here the empirical formula is CH2O. The empirical formula mass is 12. Empirical formula mass is 12 plus 1 plus 1 plus 16, that is equal to 30. So 30 grams is the empirical formula mass. Okay, now here what is the molecular mass is given? 180. 180 divided by empirical formula mass, that is 30, that is equal to 6. So 180 divided by 30, that is equal to 6. So 6 is the number, 6 is the n value, and this n value I have to multiply it by the empirical formula. So empirical formula is CH2O into N. CH2O into N, that is equal to 6 into CH2O, that is C6H12O6. So C6H12O6, that is the formula of glucose. So it is C6H12O6. Okay. So the option number 3rd is the correct option. C6H12O6. Now here question number 11. If the density of the solution is 3.12 grams per liter, the mass of 1.5 ml solution in significant figure is. So density is mass. As you know, the density formula is mass upon volume. So density is equal to mass upon volume, and mass, if I want to calculate the mass, So the mass is equal to density into volume. So mass is equal to density into volume. So density we know that is 3.12 gram per liter, and that is multiplied by the volume. Volume is 1.5. So 3.12 into 1.5, that is equal to 4.68, and that is approximately, it is rounded up to 4.7. So here the option number 1 is the correct option here, 4.7. So 4.7 is the correct. Insignificant figures. So if I want to express these significant figures, round up. So last digit is 8, and 8 is rounded up to 7. So therefore this 4.7 is the 4.7 grams is the correct option. Okay, not it is not 4.680 into 10 raised to power minus 3, or it cannot be 4.680, because the in the question it is mentioned that you have to express this in the significant figures. Okay, it is, we have to express it in the significant figures. So therefore the first option is the correct option. Okay, then see the question number 12. Which of the following statement about the compound is incorrect? कौन सा इनकरेक्ट है तो बहुत सारे करेक्ट होंगे, यहाँ पे तीन तो करेक्ट होंगे, और तीन में से एक क्या होगा, इनकरेक्ट ऑप्शन होगा। तो उसमें से आपको इनकरेक्ट ऑप्शन क्या होगा वो आपको फाइंड आउट करना है। सो हियर द क्वेश्चन, which of the statement, हाँ, okay, the options are given. A molecule of a compound has atoms of different element. Okay, it is correct. Molecule में कोई भी कंपाउंड में डिफरेंट एलिमेंट्स हो सकते हैं। Then second option, then the second option is the compound. A compound cannot be separated into its constituent elements by physical method. Okay, this is also correct. Physical method से compound को हम separate नहीं कर सकते। Then the third option, a compound retains the physical properties of its constituent elements. No, it is not correct, because in the ninth standard you have studied that the compound has completely changed properties as compared to its original elements. So therefore, the option number third is the incorrect option. And see the fourth option, that is the ratio of atoms of different elements in the compound is fixed. uh, Ratio of atoms of different elements. Oh, okay, okay, barabar. It is correct. Always you have studied that in the ninth standard that in the difference between the mixtures and the compounds, you have studied the this point is that the ratio of the atoms of different elements in the compound is fixed. Okay. See the question number 13. Here which of the following statement is correct about the reaction given below? So the reaction is 4Fe plus 3O2 is giving 2Fe2O3. So that is the oxidation of the iron, and which of the statement is correct? We have to find out. The total mass of the iron and oxygen in reactant is equal to total mass of the iron and oxygen in the product. Therefore, it follows the laws of conservation of mass. Then the Second option is total mass of the reactant is equal to total mass of the product. Therefore, law of multiple proportion is followed. The third option, the amount of Fe2O3 can be increased by taking any one of these reactant, iron or oxygen in excess. The fourth option, the amount of Fe2O3 produced will be decreased if the amount of any one of the reactant, iron and oxygen is taken in excess. Okay. So here option number first is the correct option. Okay.